promoting businesses and organizations to help them reach their full potential, lighting the path to the success of your business, enhancing the lives of our listeners by talking about things that matters most, helping you to shine your light emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially, and physically, spreading positive vibes. You've got it locked, and you're listening to Light Vibrations, brought to you by Light Communications right here on CBN Radio 90.9 FM. And now your host and our director, Natasha Letson.
Hello, you got it locked, and you're listening to Light Vibrations, powered by CBN Radio 90.9 FM and brought to you by Light Communications. I'm your host, director of Light Communications, Natasha Letson. Today, our program is being sponsored by Mrs. Arona Forbes and Ms. Maureen Smith-Quickie to promote their upcoming Agri-Health and Wellness Expo. I want to welcome Ms. Arona Forbes to the program. My pleasure to have you with us here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we are here again to promote your Agri-Health and Wellness Expo. We want to talk about the exciting lineup for this year. And basically, we want to start off by giving our listening audience a recap of last year. So just tell us a little bit about the purpose and what you hope to achieve with the expo.
Okay, the primary purpose of the expo is to bring about greater awareness about the relationship between health and wellness. It's a daily part of our life, and we cannot live without health and wellness. And agriculture play a very important role because we are what we eat.
Mm-hmm.
So centered around that, I be in the agricultural sector for a number of years, and now I'm retired and still doing it happily so. I thought it was best for us to bring together the sectors to show the collaboration between the two. So I approached my sister Maureen, and she's a health expert. She is a retired nurse and also a consultant in that field. So we came together to show the collaboration and the importance of agriculture, health, and wellness. And now it being the pandemic, it's even more critical.
Definitely. So give us an overview of last year, how things went, and some of the lessons that you learned.
Okay, last year was our first expo. We ventured into it, and whenever something is new, persons don't come towards it or promote it as much. So the outlook that we had last year was not as much as we expected. However, it was a success. And one of the challenges that occurred during that time was we had the lobster fest. So we had a competition between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was widely publicized, that particular date or weekend that we had it on, the lobster fest was a conflict with it. And also it was very expensive because again it's just the two of us. We do not have persons sponsoring this show, so the money came out of our pockets. And one of the challenge was finding a good location where you would be able to bring persons there. However, we wanted it to be still upscale and with excellence, so the location we selected did not bring the crowd that we wanted. Even though it was an upscale and excellent presentation, the crowd that we wanted, we did not get.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of our challenges last year.
Mm-hmm.
So from that, we learned that one of the things you would have to do is to not compete with the lobster fair. Well, this year being with the COVID and the pandemic, that's not much of an issue. But in the years to come, we want to plan it in such a way that we are not in competition with the lobster fair, because we want to do it every November, sometime in November. And also, in addition to that, we would have to find a good location where you will still be upscale and have an excellent presentation, but at the same time, have it in a place where persons would be more readily available to come to.
And I'm glad that you mentioned those lessons learned, because as a event planner or someone who is interested like yourself in planning an event where you want a wide, scale buy-in to the public, those are things that you have to consider. And I think a lot of times, people, it's all well to put on an event, but you have to consider, are you conflicted with anything? Is it around a pay period or a time when people will have money? And all of those different things will make a difference in how, because a lot of people seem like, they were interested, like they were going to come, but, then you have conflicts and whatever. So, lessons learned are very important. And actually, I went to the expo last year, and it was wonderful. You had vendors, what the vendors had, and your speakers, and everything was just so eye-opening. It was a wonderful experience. I was a little mad about the turnout myself, but it had so much to offer. Speak a little bit about that experience and some of the feedback that you did receive from persons who did attend.
Well, we got positive feedback. The information shared from the various speakers, and they brought it from different expertise area, was revealing, even an eye opener to me in some instances. The statistic given in some areas I was not aware of, so I myself learned a lot on that particular day.
Definitely. And what was some of the feedback from you people? They enjoyed all about your vendors.
The vendors wanted to see more persons. Well, obviously, because if you have a more crowd, you expect to get more buyers. That necessarily doesn't mean that, but with more crowd, at least you get the exposure, even if you don't get the buys. So, from on that end, the vendors were they expressed that, and then we had where we were doing blood tests, and the nurses said the venue also contributed to it. So we took those things into consideration. But overall, the comments were positive.
Definitely. And I know you were seeking, sponsors. So did you seek any sponsors for this year, or you try to do the venture again by yourself?
This year, given the challenges with the pandemic, we did not seek any sponsors. Again, it's going to be out of our pockets. So next year we will see how that goes, and we'll try and do it as early as possible. Try preparing for the event, but I am retired and I'm more busier than when I was working. So yes, we are going to in the future seek sponsors, but the buy-in that we are getting so far is a great one.
Wonderful. And you keep mentioning, the pandemic and the challenges the pandemic is bringing, to you and trying to host this event. Why the push through this pandemic period?
Well, during this pandemic, a lot of persons have become more health conscious. You see a lot of persons during the lockdown, they started planting, and you will see them posting the stuff on their Facebook page and what have you. But despite that, we have to. It's one thing to plant. You know how to understand the nutrition and the health aspect of these particular foods that you eat. And for a very long time, we did not connect the two. So yes, you get a little bit of exercise with when you're in your garden and what have you. But we now have to speak about the nutrition aspect and the health aspect in promoting wellness in our territories. So while we are going in that area, we still need to get some additional information to press forward and be more persistent to enhance the sustainability of what it is we are doing. Because once we start getting things back on the shelf, persons are going to pull back. Well, we cannot pull back. We have to continue to do these things and sustain ourselves in a healthier manner.
And I myself started a little garden. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and I always say, if I was to ever get a house or anything, I don't want no flowers. I want things I could eat. You understand? So I just trying a little thing with my little garden, and I love it. And that was one of the main reasons why I attended the expo last year, because of the agricultural part. And I think as a community, as an island where we depend so heavily on imports to feed us, unlike our forefathers who grew and farmed everything that they ate, I think it would behoove us as a community to jump on board, to learn as much as we can, and to put into practice ways and means to try to feed ourselves. I think that's very important, and for that alone, people should flock and join you at this expo. So now let's talk about this year. Talk a bit about your theme and your expectations for the expo this year.
Okay, the theme this year is taking care of the whole person. We are looking at the spirit, soul, and body during this pandemic, and the expectation is that we want the general public to get a greater understanding of how nutrition plays a very vital role, and the things that we eat also plays a vital role in the wellness and the health of our bodies. There are so many non-communicable diseases that is being displayed in our territory. And I think this expo in the years to come would speak to a lot of how we can deal with the strategies that we can put in place for government or as individuals, and how we can go about and reducing these non-communicable diseases that we have within our territory.
In terms of your speakers, share with us your lineup for your speakers.
We have a good lineup this year. We have again, we are going to be having Dr. Vantapong, who is the director for NHI, and he will be speaking from a national standpoint and a global health standpoint. And some of the statistics that he gave last year were appalling, and I know he will bring it from a different way now that it's been a pandemic, so I look forward to his presentation. We have Apostle Colonel P. Foy. He will be bringing it from a spiritual and emotional health aspect. And when persons think of health and wellness, they do not think about the spiritual part. And it is essential for us to take care of the whole body. And when you're speaking about the whole body, you're speaking about the spirit, the soul, and the body. So he's going to be bringing it from that aspect. Last year we then had a nutritionist. This year we are bringing on Philippa Barry. She will be speaking about nutritional health. And the food that we eat, we have to make sure that they are nutritious. You don't just eat food for eating's sake. Based on the challenges that you are experiencing, then you need to eat food that will provide you with those particular nutrients. So she will be bringing her talk from a nutritional aspect. We have Shayna Smith. She will be bringing it from a personal financial management aspect. And remember, with the pandemic, a lot of persons lost their jobs. They have not been working for a while. So finance is a challenge right now at this particular time. And we have to know how to deal with our personal finances. And Ivy George, she will be she's a coordinator for the CHIP program, which is the Complete Health Improvement Program. And as it relates to national and health aspect, the global aspect, she's also going to be bringing it to us from that aspect. And myself will be speaking on agriculture. And what I want to speak about is some of the untouched or underutilized fruits and vegetables that has a lot of nutrition in them, but we do not use wisely or commonly. Persons from the various islands, they are aware and they utilize these things more than persons from the British Virgin Islands. And I want to bring across that we have them here and they are underutilized, but they provide us with a lot of nutrients that goes a long way in keeping us healthy and well.
Wonderful. And will Miss Quickie be speaking as well?
Miss Quickie will also be speaking, and I think she will be bringing it from us reducing stress levels. Because during this time, a lot of persons are under stress as well.
Wonderful, wonderful, well-rounded lineup. I see you had some repeat players in there.
Yes.
Tell us about that, and tell us about the addition of the new players that you have in, and the dimension that they would bring.
Well, the repeat persons, and I think for the time that we would be having this expo, we would always need to bring persons who are at that national level that can provide information at that national level. So Dr. Hallen, while he is there, he would always be one of our repeat presenters, unless he say otherwise. And then you always have to bring in the spiritual aspect. And for now, we will be utilizing Apostle Foy. And as the Lord leads, we will continue down a spiritual line. It may not be him every time, but we will ensure that the spirit part of it is addressed. Mm-hmm. And the new persons that we have are Shayna and Philippa, and Miss Ivy was supposed to speak last year, but then there was a conflict with the dates, so she was not able to speak. So we bring her on again this year, and she is now able to be able to be part of our presenters.
Wonderful. Now we're taking this expo online. We sat here and we spoke about the challenges that COVID has presented. You have not let that stop you. You're pushing through. You're taking it online. Talk to me about online.
Okay, we will be doing it via Zoom. So we are requesting of persons who are interested to register. It's going to be via Zoom. So once you register, then we will give you the link to log in. And only persons who are registered, we would have their information, and we will allow them to log in on the particular date. Mm-hmm. So you can include a friend, or you can advise your friend to also register. All the proceeds going or coming in, we are trying to enhance the future expos if there are money left. Mm-hmm. To enhance the expos as they go along. We want this to become a national thing, but not just a national thing, but a global thing. So that is one of our vision, to see it go global. I think this creates a greater reach for us. Persons from any place in the world, once they see it and they're interested, can register. You won't have that limitation about you being on the ground and having an overhead cost as well. My expectation is that we are going to reach a greater reach, and more persons will be made aware and affected or have impact because of the different speakers that we are going to have in this expo. So I am looking forward to a greater reach than we had last year.
Wonderful. Talk a bit about price and how are you accepting payment?
Okay, the price is $30. We are accepting payment via cash or PayPal. And on the flyer we have the information. So persons will either call me at 440-1509 and we issue them a receipt, and we record that these persons are paid. So we will have them in a group. We will create a group chat because everything is technologically inclined now. Mm-hmm. And only those persons will be allowed to enter into the room, the chat room.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Miss Foz, it sounds like, everything is in order. Sounds like, you have great energy and excitement looking forward for your second annual Agri-Health and Wellness Expo. What are some of your plans, not only for now, but the future plans of the expo and what you hope to achieve?
Well, one of the things I want to see, right now you're seeing it's a greater presentation of more health and wellness. I want to see in the future it's a balance between the agricultural the agricultural aspect and the health and wellness. That is something I would like to see, because there are a lot of areas in agriculture that needs to be exposed to persons. Agriculture is not a hoe and a peak. It goes into it's a science, and it goes into much deeper things than just a hoe and a peak. And it's not just about the planting, but it's how you treat the plants, it's the type of seeds that you sow. So it is a whole array of things that needs to be exposed. So I want in the near future for agriculture to be more exposed, and we have a balance between the health and the wellness sectors, because they're all important.
Definitely. Well, Ms. Forbes, I want to thank you so much for coming on the program today. Give us a recap from what happened last year, your exciting plans, your awesome lineup, the way people can access this Zoom Agri-Health and Wellness Expo, which is coming up on November 28th. I want to leave you with this opportunity to make any final push and to encourage persons to call and register, and what's in it for them.
Health and wellness is a part of our daily lives, and without food we cannot be healthy and well. So all three of them go together. So we come about with this expo to show that there is a great collaboration, and that we are what we eat. We are speaking about the spirit, soul, and body. So we have to ensure that there's a spiritual aspect to what we do as well. So we have a great lineup of a number of persons, including the host, which is Maureen Smith and myself. I will be bringing it from an agricultural point of view, and other persons will be bringing it from a global and national health point of view. I look forward to an exciting time. We now have it on Zoom, so there's a greater reach whereby we can touch and impact a greater audience. In order for you to become part of this expo, you have to register. The registration fee is $30. You can pay it via cash, which is or PayPal. All of it is on the flyer that we would be displaying out there. Once you have registered, we will give you a code in order to get into the system. I am sure that the information that would be harnessed in this expo, you would not find it any place else. There are a number of health fairs that are out there, but they focus on specific things. Agriculture primarily is not a part of it, and we are somewhat unique in that. So we are reaching out to the wider audience to do register. We also have slots whereby after each person is finished, we are going to be advertising businesses. So we also have promotion where persons who want to bring in their business centered around health and wellness and agri can also apply. Again, to the number 440-1509, and we will be happy to assist you. And thank you for your support.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to thank Mrs. Forbes for coming on the program today to speak to us about the Agri-Health and Wellness Expo coming up on Saturday, November 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. via Zoom. Persons can register to participate by contacting Ms. Forbes at 284-440-1509. Don't forget that there is a $30 fee that can be paid in cash or via PayPal if you're not in the BVI. So we encourage everyone who have a vested interest in their spirit, soul, and body to call Ms. Forbes to register for the second annual Agri-Health and Wellness Expo. You've been listening to Light Vibrations. I'm your host, Natasha Letzum, saying thank you for tuning in. Share this podcast, register, and log on with us on November 28th. Thank you.
You've been listening to Light Vibrations, brought to you by Light Communications. Light Communications, your one-stop shop for all of your communications and marketing needs. From conception to completion, we offer the entire communications package. Choose Light for reach, results, and reliability. We have over 15 years experience, and we offer an array of services guaranteed to enhance your reach and increase your market presence. To showcase your business or organization on our program, contact Natasha Letzum at natasha@lightcommunications.com or via WhatsApp or telephone at 284-545-7355 to secure your package today. Community-minded individuals with knowledge in finance, health, business, relationships, spirituality, fitness, agriculture, healthy living, parenting, or any other topic that can enhance the lives of our community are also encouraged to contact Ms. Letzum to organize an interview. Thank you for tuning in to Light Vibration, and don't forget to tune in this time next week as we continue to bring you life-changing information. Until next time, shine your light.